பெரிய விசில் அடிங்க. எங்க ஊரு சென்னைக்கு பெரிய விசில் அடிங்க.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the sports breakdown once again. So today we are going to do the CSK squad analysis and best playing 11. So as we know, last Friday itself we started from Gujarat Titans, the squad analysis. That was episode 1. Then we are doing CSK this Friday, and what better, next Friday is actually the first IPL match between Gujarat Titans and CSK. So good coincidence. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, we couldn't do CSK much earlier, but yeah, we did our best, and there's one more guest also to join. But until then, we have two CSK fans or IPL supporters joining us. So we have Vanchi. He has his YouTube channel called Vanchi. So do check his YouTube channel out, Instagram as well. So welcome, Vanchi, and thank you so much for accepting the invite. To joining us. Obviously, he's been a friend of mine for 2 years now, and he's been joining my channel so many times, especially for IPL reviews, previews, all that most of the time. So thank you so much, Deepanshu. It's been a long time speaking to you, but finally we got you along with your favorite franchise.
Thank you, Pawan, for the beautiful introduction, and hi everyone.
All right, Shankar here says hi guys. Yes, Shankar. Hopefully we can get some good comments from you. So yeah, so we are waiting for one guest, Sitanshu, to join, but he'll be joining very soon. So please forgive us for his presence. I mean, he's not there right now, so he will be joining. So first of all, let's start the CSK squad analysis. First of all, let's discuss about MS Dhoni, because he's like the main player for the CSK team. It's obvious could be his last season. Let's start with Vanchi. Do you think this could potentially be MS Dhoni's last season at CSK, or do you think perhaps he might play one match at Chepauk Stadium and perhaps retire, or do you think he has the energy to go for more than one season? Because he's 41. We saw in the nets also how he's practicing right now. He's playing those shots. He looks to be in good touch, even though he doesn't play international cricket now. It's been 3 years since he retired from international cricket. So your thoughts? Because 3 years, I mean, after I mean, MS Dhoni retired, first time he's coming back to Chepauk. I mean, first time the CSK is going to play a match at Chennai after 3 years. So your thoughts, Vanchi?
See, if it is not for MS Dhoni and if it's any other player, we would have said that probably his last season he might sign off and everything. But MS Dhoni, like we all know, we never know what's gonna happen with him next. We are thinking about the last match. Probably he might sign off in the first two matches also. But there's also probability that considering only one more year and then again the big auction will come into picture, he might stick around for one more year. We do not
Yeah.
know. Like honestly, I don't have an answer. But realistically, if I have to tell it from my perspective, I would like to see like MS signing off from this season and leaving that 8 crore wala for the next year auction so that they can target someone better for the future.
All right. Dipanshu, your thoughts? Because I mean, your idol is also MS Dhoni. He's been playing for 15 years for this franchise, 2 seasons. Unfortunately, CSK were out, and he was with Rising Pune Super Giants. But your thoughts on MS Dhoni? Because many are saying that it could be his last season, but you never know. You cannot predict with MS Dhoni. I mean, he's right to obviously to retire anytime he wants. So your thoughts, Dipanshu?
I think, Pawan, it will depend how CSK will perform in this season. If CSK somehow qualify for the playoffs, I think then it would be the last season for the MS Dhoni. If it is the worst case, like last season also, if CSK doesn't go in the playoff, then I think he will play one more season in the upcoming IPL 2024. But according to me, MS will play next season also.
All right. So coming back to Dipanshu, obviously we know now we got news that Mukesh Chowdhury is in doubt for IPL 2023, and this is a big blow because when we see the bowling lineup, I mean especially the Indian bowlers, we have got Deepak Chaha back, but last season we saw Deepak Chaha missing and Mukesh Chowdhury had to step up. But this season we are seeing that he's a doubt for IPL 2023. We don't know whether Mukesh Chowdhury is going to play. So how big of a blow this is, because you have young CSK bowlers with Simanjit Singh, you have all Hangarekar is there. So you have those kind of bowlers. So your thoughts, Dipanshu?
I think Pawan, it will not affect as much because Deepak Char is back in this season. Mukesh Chaudhary generally ball in the power plays. He swings the ball. Deepak Char can replace him, but concern is that we don't have like fast bowler similar like left arm fast bowler. So that is a major concern in the CSK. But there are two, three more quality fast bowlers. Someone like Tushar Deshpande, Rajvardhan Hangrekar, and Simranjit Singh. They can take the responsibility, but I think one factor will coming in the mind that left arm they will miss if Mukesh Chaudhary is not available for this season. I wish he will recover. So I think it could be a blow, but not a big blow for the CSK because generally he swings in the ball in the power play. He's not that bowler. The concern is that that bowling for the CSK.
Vanchi, your thoughts? Do you think that CSK needs a replacement for Mukesh Chowdhury because there's not that much options there for CSK if Mukesh Chowdhury is out because already certain bowlers have been taken by teams, like already replacements have been made. So your thoughts over this?
See, I see Mukesh Chowdhury, like I kind of disagree with what Dipanshu said because I see Mukesh Chowdhury as only viable option who can bowl potentially in the death from the Indian bowling point of view. You can't play Deepak Chahar in the death. Mukesh Chowdhury was the only option who could be slotted in the say like 20th over, 17th over. Obviously, Stokes is gonna take up the death bowling if maybe the team combination. We'll discuss that later. But Mukesh Chowdhury being ruled out potentially, if it is that's the case, then CSK's death bowling would be taken a hit one more step back. So that is when CSK would miss Mukesh Chowdhury more than the power play.
Hmm. All right, let's discuss about the auctions now for CSK because they had 20.25 crores, if I'm not mistaken. They had only to buy 7 players, two overseas and 5 Indian players. So coming to Vanchi, your thoughts about the CSK auction? I mean, they went and
Mm.
bought Ben Stokes for 16 crores. That was the second highest, highest buy for IPL team this season. So how do you rate it out of 10?
Mm.
And how did the auctions go for CSK as you think,
Mm.
buying one of the marquee players in the IPL 2023 auctions?
I thought CSK were really interested on Sam Curran than Ben Stokes. I think I felt like they got Ben Stokes because they had only him left. Because this team's combination needs a death bowler, a batter to come below Dhoni, Apu Jadeja sort of thing whenever needed to play it around. And I thought Sam Curran was the best, but couldn't get it. But Stokes is a good buy. But my thing with Stokes is that obviously he's a good buy, but he's out of the T20 frame for a long time now, and asking him to come and like handhold the batting of an entire weak batting lineup and then take up the death bowling also, it's too much of ask from Stokes is what I feel. But Stokes to any team in any condition in any day is a great addition.
How
And
did
they have done,
yeah?
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you can
uh,
continue, Manche. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I think they have done good with respect to bringing in Ajinkya Rahane to the squad. The reason I felt like he's gonna start now in the playing 11, given that Mukesh Chowdhury is out. CSK would be forced to drop Moeen Ali and include a foreign pacer to sort out for the death bowling and all. So I thought like Rahane was a decent buy, also along with Stokes.
How do you rate it out of 10, Vanchi, like the auctions for CSK?
I would say like somewhere around 4.5. CSK getting only Stokes.
All right. So let's discuss about the buys before coming to Dipanshu. So as we know, they bought Ben Stokes for 16.25 crores. They bought Rahane for 50 lakhs, Shahid Rashid for 20, Nishant Sindhu, Kai Jamieson, unfortunately, he's out. We'll discuss about that later. Ajay Mandal and Bhagat Verma. We'll come to Dipanshu. Your thoughts about the buys for CSK? Your thoughts about Stokes being bought by CSK? How key will he be, Stokes, in this season? And your rating out of 10 for CSK's auction?
I think Pawan CSK has done decent auction, but if we see the last season, the CSK major three concern was still the who will be the captain after MS, and the second concern was who will finish now. If MS go, who will finish? And third concern was that bowling. They have covered Ben Stokes as a captain in the upcoming season, but I can't see any finisher in this. If we see all the players which has bought by CSK, and I can't see a death bowlers expert. So CSK has done decent option, but if I will rate 10 out of 5 similar like Vanchi, but buy like Ben Stokes is a good buy, Ajinkya is a good buy, Nishant Sandhu is upcoming star. All are good buy or no bad player. But CSK has done better if they bought a good fast bowler, hit the deck fast bowler. They are missing genuine pace bowler in this squad. So Ajinkya Rahane is a good boy. He can settle the pace in the upcoming power play. So all are good. So uh, I will give the best of luck to all the players which they are playing.
All right. So we've got alongside Sitanshu as well. So Sitanshu, we were just discussing about the auction of CSK this season. So we'll come to you as well. Your thoughts about the auction, especially the buy of Ben Stokes and Ajinkya Rahane. Your rating out of 10, and yeah, your overall thoughts about the auctions for CSK this time.
I mean, I was pretty impressed by the buys that CSK got, especially at the cost which we got. Like especially Rahane, like almost he's a vintage player for the team, and with the kind of experience that he gets to the playing 11 if he's playing, and if you get such a player for 50 lakhs, that's like a steal in my opinion. And I was hoping like either of Ben Stokes or Sam Curran, one of them had to come to CSK. So of course we did not get Sam Curran, so we got Ben Stokes. So yeah, 16.25 is a decent deal. Now again, I just hope that he doesn't, like we have seen with a lot of players in the past IPL history. The more the player goes for the like one of the highest buys, doesn't really perform that well in the upcoming season.
Yes.
So I just hope that pressure of the price tag does not affect his performance for the team.
All right. Your rating out of 10 for CSK during this auction?
I was thinking of at least around 8.5 or so, and especially like you say, a blessing in disguise. Like Kyle Jamieson got injured, and we got another replacement in form of Magala,
Magala,
so whom we have seen perform extremely well in the SA20, which concluded recently.
yeah.
And we, what I thought was one lacking point for CSK was mainly the death bowling. So with Magala coming in, I think that could probably sort a bit of issues, and also the kind of pinch hitting he can do at the end.
All right. Coming back to Sitanshu also, because you spoke about Ajinkya Rahane, could you recall us the meeting that you had with Ajinkya Rahane? Because it's an interesting one, especially before the auctions. I mean,
Yeah.
just your story. I mean, your story about meeting Ajinkya Rahane and the question that you asked
So
Ajinkya Rahane as well. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I am working in Infosys in Bangalore, so there was an event in the office where Rahane had come for that, and I was one of the few fortunate people who got the chance to interact with him, like ask him a question and so. So I had a couple of questions actually. Like one was regarding which is the favorite team that he has been part of so far. Because we know for a fact that Rahane is one of those players who has moved to multiple IPL teams.
Yes.
So which of them has been his favorite, dugouts to be shared with? And apart from those, like from the remaining teams which he has never played for, which is one team he would probably like to play for in future if given a chance? So he was diplomatic about the first question, wherein which team is his best team, and he said that he obviously liked playing under Mahi Bhai. And the next question, since of course I'm in Bangalore, so there was at least one prominent chant that RCB, 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 and apart from that, obviously since neighbors are Chennai, so CSK, CSK, CSK. So there were two chants. The moment I asked that question, which team would you like to play for if given a chance?
Yeah.
So though there was two chants, one was RCB and one was CSK.
Yes.
So he just replied to me like, you have your answer. I was like, no, I don't, because there are two chants. One is RCB and one is CSK. So after a small pause, he was like, if given a chance, I would like to play for CSK. And this happened back in August in last year. And I think the auctions which happened were, I think, in November or so, November or December. December, yeah. So the moment Rahane was sold to CSK, I was like, what level of coincidence is this? So I actually put that reel up on my Instagram, on my personal Insta page.
Yes, a good story over there. So let's come back to Vanchi. Let's talk about Ben Stokes, because I mean we want to know about the role for Ben Stokes. You ideally said he might be not the ideal buy for CSK. But what kind do you think he could perhaps be the next captain for CSK that they want after MS Dhoni? Because they do have Gaikwad there, they have certain captain options over there. Even Moeen Ali could captain CSK in the future. But do you see Ben Stokes actually captaining CSK after MS Dhoni? And what kind of role will Ben Stokes play? Do you think he will bowl in the death? Which do you think he'll play as a finisher for CSK? So, any thoughts on that, Vanchi?
Okay, so I see it in two different ways. One is franchises would love to see the players' commitment towards IPL also. And if we are thinking about giving captaincy to Ben Stokes, it is really great that Ben Stokes is prioritizing Test cricket, and we are having the conversation here. But we might not know. Like next year, if some bit of Test series is around IPL, he might consider missing a part because he wants to prioritize Test cricket, which he has clearly stated. So considering that, it's a bit of risk putting Ben Stokes under the captaincy hat. But having said that, if you look at this squad for this particular year, until the playoffs, probably there's no official communication from CSK yet, which means Dhoni might be the skipper. But Dhoni is a man of surprise. 2 days before the start of IPL, we might hear a news that X player has been appointed captain. And if that X player is Ben Stokes, then I would be very happy. He knows how to bring the best out of the team and lead the team very calm in the way Dhoni also did. So commitment wise, there might be question marks, but talent wise, no. Ben Stokes should be appointed the skipper even this season and should take forward CSK the next season.
Talking about surprises, what if on the opening match day itself, on the opening ceremony, we get to see someone else coming on the ground?
I said that in the start also. We might not know. 2 matches later, Dhoni might say like goodbye and then give it to someone else as the keeper.
Agree. Yeah, because he said, anyways, he said, I think last year that he only wanted to play one match at Chepauk and perhaps end it over there and give a farewell. But we never know.
No,
MS
he
Dhoni
never said. See,
said,
again, Pawan, you can never directly, little bit of words if you change, it changes the entire meaning. He never said that he wants to play only one match in CSK, in Chepauk. He said he wants to play his final match in Chepauk.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference. Not one match. He said final match.
Yeah. All right. Rajasthan Royals. So we'll ask. We'll get from the comment section. Let's go to Deepanshu. He says, if Mukesh is doubtful in playing 11, then who will be the pacer to continue with Deepak Chaha in the power play? Simranjit Singh or Tushar Deshpande? Your thoughts, Deepanshu?
Pavan, I will go with Tushar Deshpande or either Rajvardhan Hangarekar. I will go with these two. But Simranjit Singh is also good talent. He can bowl out swingers and in swingers. Because Tushar Deshpande is currently playing for the Mumbai, he's performing good. So I will give I to Tushar Deshpande.
All right. Vanchi, coming to you, your thoughts about this?
And I would like to include a foreign pacer and include Rahane back in the top 11. So if you want, I can tell my 11 now so that it's a bit of clear.
We'll talk about that later, the playing 11, because I wanted to do it until the end of the video. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go to the next question. So let's talk about the replacement, by the way, about Kylie Jamieson. Let's go to Vanchi once again. Your thoughts for Magala to be picked instead of Kylie Jamieson? Because there were options like Dasun Shanaka, Gerald Kotsi, Andrew Tai, even Wayne Parnell. But why specifically they went for Sisanda Magala? I mean, he played for Sunrisers Eastern Capes, but they could have gone for a bowler like Gerald Kotsi, who was playing for Joburg Super Kings, and he performed well over there. But they've gone with Magala, who's only played 4 2020 matches. He's done well in franchise cricket, but only played like 4 2020 international matches for South Africa.
I got that. Kotze was one interesting option considering that he played for franchise CSK in South Africa. I thought it was Kotze, but probably I think Mumbai might have gone to him earlier than CSK. So I'm seeing Mumbai naming as a replacement in the next few days. But having said that, Magala, the first initial thought was like, what the heck? Like, why did CSK do this? But slowly, when I went and researched about where were the options that Magala was used in the SA20, he was predominantly used 1 or 2 in the top and predominantly from 16 to 20 in the bottom. He was doing good with an economy rate of 8.5 over bowling in death. I think it's a good deal. And CSK clearly knowing that they needed a death bowler, they went for this tactical buy, is what I would say. So it would be interesting to see how it will turn up. But I'm seeing Magala playing from the first match itself for CSK to address the dead bowling issues.
All right.
It's a decent replacement. It's a great replacement, to be honest. If they would have gone for someone like Parnell, it would have given an all-rounding option, but never the death bowling option. So Magala was the right pick. Was what my conclusion is.
I mean, one question to Pawan. I mean, I asked the same to Aryan as well on his live,
Yeah.
but even I am still not sure. So, what is the situation with this Sri Lankan players in Chennai? That is one thing that has to be looked at, I guess. I'm not still sure.
Pavan, if I may
But
add, I have a bit of reference towards that. Malinga played in
yeah,
Chennai in
in the
2018 or 19, a
IPL.
match.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that situation though with Theekshana is that I think Theekshana actually plays for the Sri Lankan army. He basically represents the Sri Lankan army, even though he has some position with the Sri Lankan army. I'm sure Matisha Patirana, there won't be any problems with him because since, as Vanchi also said, like Malinga played the 2019 final and there was no such issues. But personally, I'm not sure about Theekshana's situation right now because for domestic wise, he plays for the Sri Lankan army. Plus, he represents the Sri Lankan army, and as we know in Chennai, the fans, the people don't like usually when players associate with the army and all. They do have that problem. We had it last season also. A lot of tweets were going against such Theekshana and genocide. I mean, Theekshana just joined the army now only. I mean, he didn't even was involved with the war or whatever back then. He was maybe about 10 years or whatever when the war ended. So there is no relations whatsoever because just because Theekshana is with the Sri Lankan army, there were some tweets going on that Theekshana shouldn't play at Chepauk this season and all. But I think CSK might sort some things out. I don't think Theekshana might be left out. Hopefully, things will be sorted out with Sri Lankan players. I don't think anything will happen to Matisha because he has no connection whatsoever with the Sri Lankan army or whatever. But Theekshana, I'm slightly concerned. But and there is news that he might actually skip IPL 2023. But I think CSK management and the board will do something towards Theekshana, and I think he might play. I'm not sure. I hopefully he'll get a chance to play at Chepo. But that's a good question, anyways, from Sitanshu, anyways, because we don't know the situation with Teaction. Let's see. Let's hope it goes well. Shankar here says this IPL will be an injury hit IPL. Yes,
So, it's going to
yes,
be the I in IPL stands for injury, basically, is what he means.
yes, very true. Let's come to Sitanshu. Let's talk about the death bowling a bit, Sitanshu, because as we know, Deepak Chaha is not much of a death bowl. I would say is much more of a power play bowl, and we know Glenn Stokes will have to contribute a bit in the death overs this time around. Is the death bowling a bit of a concern still for CSK because last season also that was sort of their weakness, as we say, or potentially could be their threat this time around. So, your thoughts because they don't have much experience. I mean, except for Deepak Chah, because they had Shahrul Thakur. I mean, 2 years back or 3 years, and he was good in the death. But Deepak Chah, as we know, is more of a power play ball and a middle over ball and gets wickets in the middle overs, especially not in the death. He usually struggles at the death. So, your thoughts about the concerns of the death bowling?
So, I think the way this is going to resolve is number one is the inclusion of Magala in the 11. That is number one. And apart from that, the other way that CSK can probably resolve it is if CSK is, probably bowling second, that is if they are defending a total. And with this new rule of the impact player, they can finish off, Deepak Chahar's 4 overs up straight or something like that. And then another bowler comes in who is good enough for that. But for that case, what I am thinking is Dwayne Pretorius as a death bowler. But for that, the thing is, the impact rule will be that if the overseas you are having only three in your starting 11, then you can use another fourth as your impact player. So that is where they have to work. But apart from that, I don't see any other death bowling options as of now. So the inclusion of Magala has resolved it maybe like around 30 to 40%, but it's still going to happen. It's going to be on a per match basis kind of thing, how they're going to see it.
All right. Let's ask Dipanshu a question. So, Dipanshu, talk about the opening order. As we know, it was usually Gaikwad and Conway who opened majority of last season. Conway did bat a bit at number 4 towards the end. Do we see Conway actually coming and opening for CSK this season around, or do you think there are options like Rahane who could potentially open with Gaikwad this season? So, any thoughts, Dipanshu, towards that?
So, but if you ask me, majority of the experts will say Conway will open with Gaikwad. Even the team management will also go with Conway because he's a safe option. But if I personally I want to see even Ambati Rayudu or Ajinkya Rahane opening with Rituraj Gaikwad because CSK has a concern with the fast bowling in the death overs. So I want Dwayne Pretorius there. So but I think CSK management will go with a safe option, going with Conway opening with Rituraj Gaikwad.
Vanchi, anything to add on? Do you agree with Dipanshu, or do you disagree with what he said?
No, nothing harsh against Conway. It's just that the team combination will not require or not allow Conway to open because they need players in the bottom to line up for the bowling role. So I don't see Conway open.
I mean, all right. Sitanshu, your thoughts? Do you think Conway will get a chance, especially in the opening match or in the middle beginning of the season, or do you see Conway being on the bench the majority
Uh,
of the season?
I mean, I shared my 11 with you. Like one was a set for home matches and one for the away matches.
Yeah.
So the home matches I had actually planned it because we saw the last ODI which India Australia also played. It's like spin it to win it kind of a situation.
Yes.
So I feel that CSK will go in with an extra spinner, whether it is Tikshana or a Santner. That is up to the management, but I think they will go in with another extra, probably an overseas spinner for experience. And in that case, Devin Conway will have to sit out, especially also considering the fact that Rahane would be a more better spin player than an overseas batter in
Correct.
the conditions. So that is what I feel. And in the away conditions, again, it depends. If it's a spin friendly track, again, he might have to sit out. And if it's a normal batting track, maybe he might come in place of Rahane, maybe for just for that, the kind of start he can give you, which we saw in the previous IPL.
Yeah. We'll take this comment from Shankar. He says, "Hope Sri Lanka players are allowed to play in Chennai. Tamil Nadu government even sent relief to Sri Lanka last year during the crisis." Yes, I know that, but I'm not sure about the Tamil Nadu government towards players representing the army. This is the thing. I don't think any issue will happen to Matisha. I definitely think he can play, but I'm not sure whether he'll be in the playing 11 this year. But Theekshana is a bit of a concern since, as I said, he in domestic cricket he serves a position. He's a brigade actually in the Sri Lankan army. He was awarded last year that position. Plus, he's been serving the army for like 2 to 3 years. So, let's see the situation regarding Theekshana. It's depending
Won't
upon.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni play for Chennai? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Vanchi. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, as I was saying, yes. So let's see about that. I understand about your comment over there, Shankar sir, but we'll see. But because of fictional situation, we don't know. He's coming after New Zealand tour. It depends on his situation and the CSK management. So without knowing what the CSK management is going to do, I cannot really tell what the scenario is going to be like because it's teacher's safety as well. So I do not know. What I've seen from the tweets last year from Tamil Nadu newspapers and all, they don't like Tikshana to play in Chennai. But as we know, the media, we cannot believe the media all the time. It's up to the CSK management, the Tamil Nadu government, and I mean the Tamil Nadu governor and Tikshana's decision. So it's basically those three that is going to decide whether Tikshana is playing or not. So it's upon his safety. So I cannot comment more than that. We get a comment over here from Rahul, and I think we can get Sitanshu to answer. Would it be a good idea to send Stokes as a pinch hitting opener along with Gaikwad? Gaikwad is known for being a slow starter, and perhaps Stokes can compensate for this. We saw that with Rajasthan also. The last franchise that the Stokes played, that he did open a few innings and he did succeed a bit. So your thoughts towards that, Sitanshu?
I mean, not really. I don't think he actually succeeded as an opener for RR, if I'm not wrong. I remember seeing him in, I think, one or two innings, and it wasn't really a great inning for him as an opener. And the thing is, see, now if you have established openers in your squad, so if you actually, I mean, in your playing 11 itself, for that matter,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing is, if you promote another batsman as a pinch hitting option in the top of the order, then you're just displacing your actual preferred opener to a lower position. So maybe that pinch hitting could probably be used at the end when in your death overs, or maybe in the middle overs if acceleration is required. That's where the pinch hitting can actually come in. But
Mm.
players such as a Rutraj Gaikwad or a Rahane, if you're not letting them open, and as it's mentioned in this comment, it's like, slow starters. So for such slow starters, the ones who might actually depend maybe more on ground shots or boundaries to start off their innings, for them the power play is the best platform to start their innings with. Like, you have your field restrictions, you can actually build your platform and start off. A player of Stokes capability, if he's coming in and he can clear the boundary at will, it doesn't matter if it's a power play going on or not. He can clear it even in the 15th 16th over, he can clear it in the first 6 overs also. But for people who need that momentum to start first, you need the flow. For them the power play is the best platform itself.
Mm.
You won't expect a Rahane to come in at the 15th over and play a cameo at that position for you.
Yes, I agree with that completely.
Pawan, I want to add
Um,
just
yeah,
one
yeah,
point.
yes, sure.
No, it is a good option if we open with Ben Stokes, but not the Ben Stokes. I want Moeen Ali can open if the because Rahane can come at number three. He can ankle the innings because we know MS like the left and right hand combination. So Moeen Ali can be promoted. He can play the slog shot. So I think it is a good option if Moeen come, not the Ben Stokes, because Ben Stokes has a lot of fitness concern. He will bowl that bowling and suddenly he have to open. Moeen can do this if the team management want the left and right hand combination.
All right. Let's take the comment from Tanish, and who will be top four foreigners? Will Ben and Ali play together? Let's come with Vanchi. Your thoughts about this?
Mm, it's a bit, I have to answer it in two parts. First is like Patirana and Tikshan are not available. So in that case, still we need to go with Magala, Pretorius, Stokes, and then potentially Moeen Ali, if not Santner, because in CSK pitches, Moeen Ali can come in handy with bat and also with off spin because Jadeja is already there in the left spin. But once Tikshana and Patirana are back, I would like to see CSK going without Moeen Ali rather than choosing Magala, Patirana, Tikshana, and then Stokes. Just to understand their core issue of not having dead bowling.
Hmm.
And that is the reason
Sitanshu?
why I said like Conway is entirely out of the loop, considering the
All
team
right.
balance.
So you think Patirana will play in the once they come back the Sri Lankan players? You expect Patirana to play more matches than last season, seeing how he performed at the
Mm.
back end of last IPL.
Yes, I'm not sure if it is Dhoni or some other senior player in CSK. They rated Patirana very high after those 2 or 3 matches. And I'm sure like once Patirana is available, they are going to draft him immediately into the lineup.
Okay. What about you, Sitanshu? About what Tanish has asked?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I was feeling that Ben Stokes and Ali, they will play together. Like, I just have a difference in opinion with Vanche here. Like, I mean, Moeen Ali at number 3 or 4 has been very effective for CSK. So from that kind of the batting perspective also, like I mean, they won't really focus only on the bowling aspect now. And this is where actually the entire the impact rule comes into picture.
Hmm.
So that will be something that has to be looked at a very interesting way. I mean, if you're chasing, there'll be a different approach to it. If you're defending a total, there might be a different set of strategies that are made. But whatever it is, I feel still Moeen Ali and Ben Stokes, like, they will be playing together in most of the seasons, in most of the matches throughout the season.
But Sitanshu, talking about the impact player rule, do you think MS Dhoni will use the impact player rule most of the time? Because usually MS Dhoni is that kind of captain that is preferred to, I mean, stick with that playing 11 and not make much changes to that playing 11 of CSK whilst they're playing. Do you see MS Dhoni using much of the impact player rule? I mean, sometimes yes, in a rare occasion he may
I
use that
mean,
impact
we
player.
are we know Dhoni for not changing 11s after a loss in a match, and then in the next match he doesn't change an 11. Or if there's a winning team going on, he'll continue with that. But the impact rule is basically within the match, you have an opportunity to utilize an extra player's skills for your benefit. So it is not something different from his strategy, I would say. But again, it depends. For that matter, as we were discussing along with Venki and Aryan on his live, So you
Yeah.
never know. There might be a chance where you need someone to strike the ball from ball one. I am not sure about Dhoni's current form either, because we haven't seen him play cricket for a very long time now. So there might be a chance that if CSK is chasing and they need some quick runs at the end, he might as well not come to bat and he might send another player instead as an impact player. So I mean, anything can happen. You never know. So
All right. So let's come to Dipanshu. Let's talk about Ravindra Jadeja, because Jadeja didn't have his best season last year. As we know, he captained CSK and he lost four matches. He completely lost his form as well. It's very disappointing to see Dipanshu. But I think over the past year we have seen a different Jadeja. In my opinion, and in Test he's been performing well. 2020, so he's back to his best after that injury. Basically, but your thoughts? What are your expectations for Ravindra Jadeja this season, Dipanshu? Because last season it was a bit disappointing, and obviously CSK didn't finish on a high note, and Jadeja's performance also was affected by his captaincy. So your thoughts, Dipanshu?
Pavan Singh Jadeja will definitely trump play for the CSK, but I think the shorter the format, the batting will be a concern for the Ravindra Jadeja because Jadeja can bat good in the Test cricket in the ODI. He cannot strike. I remember only the one season in the 2021 Jadeja batted really well. He was playing good shots, but batting will be a concern for Ravindra Jadeja. He need to improve his slugging shots and. Definitely, in the spinning track of the Chennai, Jadeja will be the X factor for the CSK.
All right. So let's talk about the squad. So basically, we have MS Dhoni as captain, Conway, Gaikwad, Senapati, Moin Ali, Shivam Dube, Hangarekar, Pretorius, Santner, Ravindra Jadeja, Tushar Deshpande, Mukesh Chowdhury said out. We discussed about that. Simranjit Singh, Deepak Chahar, Prashant Solanki, Tikshana Rahane, Stokes, Rashid, Sindhu, Magala, Mandal, and Bhagat Varma. Let's come to Vanchi. Vanchi, your thoughts about Shivam Dube, because Shivam Dube last year did a really good job batting at number three. I think he was amongst the top three or top four best run scorers for CSK last season. He did quite a good job. So do we expect Shivam Dube to bat in that top order this time, batting at number three or number four with the role that he played? Because he's a future player for CSK. We saw that potential with Rajasthan as well. He had that potential but wasn't given much of a chance. But your thoughts about Shivam Dube?
Until this afternoon, for the last 3 months, whatever Instagram post, YouTube videos, reels I was making with an assumption that Shivam Dube is gonna open for CSK. I'm not complicating; it's still live on my page because Mukesh Chowdhury was there in the death. CSK had an option uh, to not include a pacer over there, matlab like a foreign pacer over there. So that gave an option to include Moin Ali at number three for CSK, and someone like Dube can be used as a free wicket at the top, wherein the communication to him is very straight: go on attack, go on attack. That's it. Because if that was the case, then Moin at three, Stokes at four, Raidu at five, Dhoni at six, Jadeja at seven, Deepak Chahar at eight. That would have been an even more better scenario. So Dube, fortunately or unfortunately, will not open now. But seeing him playing a good role at number four or number five, coming down the order now.
All right. Let's come to Sitanshu. So, as we know, this team has a lot of experience, and as we know, the age factor does come into play for CSK. But we know back in 2018, 2019, we told the same, and CSK won the championship, but they do still have that core that has the experience. But coming back, Sitanshu, do you think this squad has the mix of experience and youth this time around, seeing how they went with the retentions that they made in IPL 2022 and 2023? Do you think there is a mix of experience and youth, or do you think this is a balanced squad, or do you think this I mean the experience will help CSK to actually go to the playoffs and potentially win the IPL 2023? Your thoughts? Because social media, as we know, they speak much about the age factor, but at the end, I mean, if they do stick to along as a team, they'll obviously go and win the championship. So your thoughts, Sitanshu?
yeah, I mean, in the playing 11, which I have shared also, it's like it would be 50% young and 50% experience. As in, even the young have a decent amount of experience, and the rest, as you say, the social media quote unquote, like the age factor. So that comes with it, but it also comes along with the fitness. And this is the same dialogue I gave in Aryan's life. See, you have one side, you have CSK with your so-called aged players like MS Dhoni and Rahane, or so on and so forth,
Yeah.
who are still fit, and you can see them performing and you can see them practicing on the ground right now.
Hmm.
Whereas you have teams like MI, where you have so-called young players like a Jasprit Bumrah, who is injured and out. You have a KKR who has a Shreyas Iyer, who is so-called young. He is injured and out. So it depends on your fitness level at the end, and if you're available for a team,
Hmm.
more than whether you're a 30 years old or a 20-year-old.
Yeah, I agree.
And even the age is not like they're not like the retired age category of the Indian
Yes,
the office system, wherein 50 plus or 60 plus, where they are the retired players and then they're coming and just playing for an IPL team. They
I
have
agree.
probably just recently retired from international cricket, maybe a couple of years back at max,
Yeah.
or they are still playing international cricket. So it's not that they are very old as such to play cricket at all.
Yes. Shankar here says Stokes, Mo, Moin Ali, Pretorius, and Tikshana are my four foreigners. All right. Let's talk about the schedule for CSK. So CSK have their first match against Gujarat Titans, the champions, next Friday actually at on March 31st. So let's discuss about the first match a bit. Dipanshu, coming to you. Obviously, CSK going to play against the champions Gujarat Titans at Ahmedabad. How challenging will this be for CSK? Obviously, they would want to make a statement by beating the champions this early in the season. First match itself, they get that opportunity. So, your thoughts, because it's at Ahmedabad, it's going to be, it's already sold out right now. They're playing in front of 100,000 people. So, your thoughts, Dipanshu, over the first match?
I think Pawan, the first match could be going to be a challenging match because for the Gujarat Titans also, the David Miller is not available for the first few matches because he is playing the in the series against in Ireland, I guess. I don't know which
Netherlands.
Netherlands. So in the last season, David Miller was the only player who was finishing the matches with Rahul Tewatia. But according to me, I think CSK will be going to a favorite in the Ahmedabad because CSK has all players mostly available. Expect Tikshna and the Pretorius is the fitness concern. I don't know how is match fit, but going to the match, CSK will be the favorite and winning the first match, and they want to give a statement beating the champion of 2022.
Sitanshu, anything to add on for the first match? I mean, CSK versus Gujarat. Obviously, CSK playing the champions. I think CSK do have the squad, and I think Gujarat are obviously missing Miller. That's like a huge deal for them. Obviously, Miller playing in the middle order, and he was pivotal for GT's success. So, your thoughts? I mean, even CSK is missing. I mean, Teakshan and Patirana, and perhaps Magala as well. I think three players. But your thoughts still?
I mean, the first match could be going anywhere, like, or both the teams will be just regrouping and trying to play a first competitive match after a long time as a group, especially after the auctions. So it's just going to be who can hold their nerves, I guess, in this match, because it's going to be equally challenging for both the teams, especially with the list of players you mentioned who will be missing out. It is going to be the key ones missing out for the first few matches. So the pressure of a first inaugural match of an IPL, and especially the kind of atmosphere that will be created, and since it is GT's home ground, so of course they will be having the majority crowd support. So yeah, it would be like we can say it's 50-50 at the moment. No one side has an edge on the other right now.
Hmm. All right. Let's come to Vanchi and talking like further discussing about the schedule. So CSK play only one match against RCB this time, and that's at Bangalore. We know the rivalry, the South Indian derby between CSK and RCB. Only one match this season at Bangalore this season. How exciting this is, because after 3 years, CSK and RCB are playing again at I mean Bangalore, and I mean it's only one match also, and we know the past between these two teams, the excitement, the rivalry that they had. So your thoughts about this schedule? I think it's on April 17th, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
So your thoughts, Vanchi?
I mean, I don't want to go into the match specific, but I'm just, like this question came on a pop, but I'm just thinking immediately about how Virat would take it up with this match. We know, like, if one player Virat respects a lot in cricket, it's MS Dhoni, and it's like MS Dhoni is coming to his home for the last one time. So I would just want to know, like, how Virat is giving a send off. Obviously, like, Virat is not going to underplay so that Dhoni is going to win, but I just want to see, like, that bromance, how it's happening and everything.
All right. So seeing what the schedule, so they do play Mumbai Indians twice this time, Delhi Capitals, Lucknow Super Giants, Kolkata Knight Riders, and Rajasthan Royals. So that is how the schedule is for CSK this time. Let's talk about a bit about the pitch conditions in Chepauk, and coming back to Sitanshu. How do you think? Because usually in Chennai, as we know, it's a spin paradise. I mean, usually spinners do dominate at at Chepauk, but even the batters, if they do play well against spin, even for them, it will be easy. So, how do you think after 3 years, especially seeing how they play in India and Indian cricket team playing in Chennai and domestic cricketers, how do you assess, like, how do you see the pitches in Chepauk going this time around?
I mean, the latest example we can see is the third ODI between India and Australia, I guess. So I am not really sure how much it is going to change with respect to that. And in that match, we saw that it was assisting the spinners a lot.
All right. So coming to Dipanshu, let's talk about one uncapped player and one overall player. Who do you think will make an impact for CSK this time around, Dipanshu? One uncapped player for you and one player overall, who could make impact for CSK this time, and the reasons also.
I think Pawan, CSK has bought all the good players, but I think someone like Sheikh Rashid or Rajvardhan Hangrekar, Nishant Sandhu, these three are the players I am looking to watch in this season. All are good, even the Bhagat Verma, Mukesh Mandal, but I am especially looking for the Nishant Sandhu because he has many reputation in the Haryana cricket. He's playing a good cricket. He's scoring a century in the Ranji cricket. So even Rajvardhan Hangrekar is going taking the team into the Ranji finals or in the Vijay Hazare Trophy. So these two are I'm seeing.
Hmm. Vanchi, what about you? Any uncapped players that could make impact in the IPL, and one player from the capped as well who could potentially make an impact for CSK this time around?
See, without taking names, there is one open slot for a backup Indian opener, probably after this IPL comes. So Gaikwad will not shy away from taking up that chance by being very consistent over here. In terms of capped players and in terms of uncapped players, there is one interesting name, Solanki. I was expecting him to make his debut last year itself. He bowls decent, great leg spin. So just wishing that he might get some chance and some capacity, considering that matches are happening in Chennai this time.
Solanki played last time, right? He played for CSK last time.
I think two
If that's
matches he
the
has played.
case, that's great. But I want to see more of him probably.
Sitanshu, what about you?
Again, I mean, with the kind of squad that CSK has, it's kind of hard to predict which uncapped player might feature in the 11 or not.
Hmm.
And especially with Mukesh Chaudhary's injury, which has just come to news today. So I was hoping that Mukesh Chaudhary continues his good form that he had in the last edition.
Yeah.
So that was the uncapped player, or maybe a Sheikh Rashid or a Hunger Kicker if they get the opportunities among the uncapped players. And overall, I think the biggest player to look out for and the most impact who is supposed to have could be Ben Stokes, obviously, because of the reason why he has been brought. It's like it's probably like a giving me that flashback of IPL 2011 2012 seasons where we had an Albi Morkel.
Yes.
So a left hand batsman who can clear the boundaries, and a right arm medium pacer. So
So yeah. All right, we'll talk about the playing 11s for each of the three. So let's talk about Vanchi. So he's gone with Rahane Gaikwad to open. He's gone with Shivam Dubey at number 3, Ben Stokes at 4, Raidu at 5, Jadeja at 6, Dhoni at 7, Deepak Chaha, Pretorius, Santner, Magala. Why have you gone with 3 overseas bowlers, Vanchi? First of all, don't you think player like Moeen Ali, or is this for the first match? Have you assembled the playing 11, or is this the overall? First of all, I want to ask because I mean, looking at this, I feel like this
Hmm.
could be for the first match.
See, I wanted this kind of template which CSK needs to follow. I'm more aligned towards if Mukesh Chowdhury was there, like I mentioned, we could have taken up one among Pretorius and Satner and added Conway or Moin at the top. But since Mukesh Chowdhury is also not there, and considering that the death bowling is a bit of concern, so to cover that up, once Patirana comes back, he'll be replacing Pretorius over here, and who's the other guy?
Tikshana.
Spinner. Tikshana, once he comes, he'll be replacing Santner. So this unit, bowling wise, will be sorted. And batting wise, I'm just expecting the Stokes to take care of the entire setup and making sure the entire batting comes around him. Of course, Gaikwad at the top, Dhoni, Stokes in the middle, and Jadeja at the bottom.
All right. Dipanshu, you didn't send your playing 11, but could you just name out your playing 11 if possible for the people watching?
Yeah. Pavan, I will go with Riturai Gaikwad. Or the second opener could be Ambati Rayudu or the Ajinkya Rahane. But first preference for me is Ambati Rayudu because he has done really well in 2018 IPL. I want play similarly in that area. The third would be the Moin Ali and the fourth would be the Ben Stokes. Number five would be the Shivam Dube and six would be the Ravinder Jadeja. Seven could be Dhoni. Eight could be Pretorius and ninth would be Deepak Chahar. 10th would be Mahesh Dixon and 11th could be Rajvardhan Hangrekar or Tushar Deshpande.
Any reasons why you're going with Hangarekar or Deshpande in your playing 11? I mean, because there could be even Simanjit Singh who could get into the playing 11 who played few matches at the back end. But why are you banking on Hangarekar or Tushar Deshpande to do the bowling for the team?
Because Pawan, they are in the first coming in the list. If you see Tushar Deshpande, he has played for the Delhi Capitals. In the last year's season also, he has played for the CSK. That is the only reason. Even Simranjit Singh can also play first matches. But if you ask me, the Tushar Deshpande has an edge rather than Simranjit Singh.
And also, you said Shivam Dube at 5. Any thoughts of why Shivam Dube is batting lower down? Because usually he bats at 3 or 4. We saw last season, but with RR also, I think he batted at 5 and he struggled a bit when he did get his opportunities. I can't remember how much matches he got with RR, but still, why Shivam Dube that low?
Because Pawan, if we say Ben Stokes is not a dead player, he can slow, he can ankle the inning, he can play the shots. But at a finish, last of few over death overs, I want Shivan Dube to play some hit shots because in the last season he has shown he can hit the sixes within the pitch. So that's why the he can back with Dhoni. Dhoni can advise him. So that is the only reason Shivan Dube is batting at number five.
All right. Let's talk about Sitanshu's playing 11. So he's actually had a home playing 11 and a away playing 11. So
I mean,
yeah,
I think we can just rename it as like spin friendly and like a non-spin friendly thing rather than a home and away.
mm. Yeah. So for
And instead of a Chaudhary, it can be like a Chaudhary slash Simarjeet slash Tushar Deshpande. That is one slot basically.
yes, I think basically I think everyone has gone with the same playing 11 when it comes to the spin friendly track. So I think CSK's team looks really settled. So not much to question over here. And then I think the pace bowling, we'll see he's gone with Gaikwad, Conway, Ali, Raidu, Stokes, Jadeja, Dhoni, Hangarekar, Magala, Deepak Chah, and Chowdhury. Any reasons why Conway plays in pace tracks and I mean, in your away, basically in the pace tracks
See,
of C
so
away, yeah.
it's nothing as per the it's nothing like for or against for Conway and Rahane basically. So it's just how to get the combination right. Like in the case of a spin friendly track, I just wanted to include another experienced overseas spinner, and that's where I got in a Tikshana. So that can be a Tikshana or a Santner, is what I meant. And if I'm including another spinner there, then I have to remove another overseas. And which I am not trying to remove is Moin Ali, Stokes, and Magala.
Mm.
So that's why the only one that had to go out was Conway, and the only replacement for him is then Rahane. That's the reason the 11s have panned out like that.
And you wouldn't remove Ali in like pace bowling tracks. I mean, Ali is a constant for CSK in both, I mean, home and away, or when we're speaking about spin and place friendly
I
pitchers.
I mean, I see Moeen Ali more as a Suresh Raina replacement at this point. Like number three batsman, a left-hander who has come in. So whenever CSK has a number three batter, I mean, as a number three batter, you are seeing Moeen Ali in this position, not from the fact that he can bowl a spin or something like that.
All right. And Hungareka, Rober, Simranjit, and even Tushar Deshpande, any reasons why? Is it because he can bat a bit as well?
Yeah,
Plus,
he gives you that additional batting option as well. So that's why if you actually see the away lineup, which I have mentioned, so considering Deepak Chahar's form with the bat as well, you have your batting up till number 10 basically, almost.
all right. So, final question before we wrap things up. Let's go with Vanchi. Season predictions for CSK this time. Do you see them going to the playoffs and potentially winning the championship this season? Do you think the squad is capable of winning the championship under Dhoni? Your thoughts? Can they win the fifth IPL title this time?
I would like to believe that what you said at the last is true under Dhoni, but I don't see them going to playoffs any which way.
All right. What about you, Dipanshu?
Probably somewhere around seventh, eighth.
Hmm. What about you, Dipanshu?
CSK can go to the playoff, but I think there are more two teams they are going to favor, like someone Lucknow Super Giants looking a very good team and balanced team. So I wish MS wins the IPL trophy and can sign off from the IPL, but it's looking like difficult for me.
Sitanshu, to finally wrap things up, what do you think is going to happen to CSK this time?
I mean, so as a CSK fan, I obviously want CSK to, win the IPL. And I still feel, with the kind of squad we have and obviously the home advantage that each team is getting. So I hope that CSK can maintain their fortress at Chepauk. So considering that goes as per plan, then I think the playoffs will be in sight for CSK.
Mm.
But the trophy, it will again. I mean, after playoffs, it's just a matter of each day.
Yeah.
It's a knockout or a qualifier. If a team performs great on one day, then it's hard luck for the team who might have performed well throughout the season also. So, like on papers, I feel Gujarat Titans is still having a better squad. They already are the defending champions, and the one weak point I saw with their team was their number three slot, which they have brought in Kane Williamson this time. So
Yeah.
I think that just gives even more balance to their team.
Mm. I agree.
So I feel that GT might have a higher advantage overall in this season. But again, no one knows how the tournament is going to pan out. It depends on
Mm.
how they play on the days. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, even I think I see CSK going to playoffs, especially with Ben Stokes' addition. I think that has sorted out the middle order. But with Chowdhury's injury today, that is what I feel. I mean, if all the players were fit, then I think CSK had a chance of going to the playoffs. But seeing Chowdhury injured now, hopefully they get a good replacement. If they do get, then I think CSK's chances of going to playoffs are high. But yeah, even I don't see them winning the trophy. I see them going to playoffs, but hopefully, I mean, let's hope that they get a good replacement for Chowdhury first of all, and let's hope that Magal also performs well for CSK this time. So I have predicted CSK to go to the playoffs, but let's see how things unfold this time. Never know with the squads. I mean, there have been squads in the past who have a good squad but haven't performed up to expectations. So you have to see how they perform on the pitch. So, anyways, thank you so much, Vanchi, Dipanshu, and Sitanshu for joining us today. So, it was great to discuss with you guys about the CSK squad analysis, and thank you to all those comments also from Shankar sir and to the rest of the people also from Tanish as well and to the others as well. So thank you so much, guys. So do subscribe the Sports Breakdown, like, comment, and share, and do check out Vanchi's YouTube channel as well, and do go and subscribe to his channel as well. Anyone who's watching right now, do check out their Instagram personals as well. So thank you so much, guys, once again. So tomorrow we'll be coming with the Punjab Kings squad analysis. So until then, guys, we'll wrap things up, and goodbye, guys. Have a good night and peace out, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
yeah, thank you.